Now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's 2025 Democracy Day speech highlighted key economic gains under his administration, including 3.4% GDP growth in 2024, stabilizing inflation and the naira, and a five-fold rise in foreign reserves. Well, joining me to break down these economic achievements and examine what they mean for the average Nigerian is economic and investment analyst, Dr. Ni Akinsiju. Thanks for joining us, Doc.
Thanks so much for having me.
Good. President Tinubu reported a 3.4% GDP growth in 2024 and 4.6% in quarter four, the highest in over a decade. How significant are these GDP growth figures in the context of Nigeria's economic recovery, and what factors do you think drove this performance?
Well, I think the first thing is to commend the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because when you also contextualize these figures that you have rolled out, 4.6% growth in Q4 2024 and 3.4% growth in aggregate growth in 2024. What that tells us that in a year of policy reforms, conceptualization, implementation of policy reforms, and you have that kind of growth, it tells us that there had been a good re-engineering of the economic space. And especially when you also consider the fact that it's actually a restructuring of the policy reforms are targeted at restructuring the economy. You understand first the context of transition. Transitions are usually disruptive, and that most times you don't even expect any form of growth when an economy is in transition. But I think in a positive way, we have seen the application of reforms here, and that we are also seeing at the outcome of the reforms showing positivity in the GDP. It is established by this figure that the macroeconomic space is stabilized or stabilizing. And if you look at the macroeconomic indicators, either at the level of the GDP or at the level of inflation rate, or at the level of trade surplus, balance of payments, and even net, and it's important we differentiate this, the gross foreign reserve and the net foreign reserve. At 2023, the net foreign reserve for Nigeria's net foreign reserve was a low of 3.99 billion, very low. Yes, the gross reserve was around between 30 and 33 billion dollars. But the truth is that you also have inherent in that foreign reserve a number of forward contracts and of course other commitments, that are parts of that foreign reserve calculation. But by 2024, we're talking of a net reserve of $23 billion. It tells of a quantum leap, from that low of 3.9 billion that could merely cover a 4 months import period to 23 point something billion dollars that could cover near 10 months imports, either for goods, merchants, and services, period. So these are indication of clear successes, positive implication, positive application of resources, and of course good, impressive results, outcomes of the reforms.